Hello, I am David W. Parker, and this is Programming Today I Learned, Algorithms Series, Episode 10. We're going to be looking at bucket sort. So today, basically what bucket sort does is sorts items into a limited number of buckets, then sorts the buckets using insertion sort, and you can use a different algorithm here if you'd rather. Worst case scenario is O of n squared, which we'll look at in a second. Average case of O and n, and it's fast because it assumes uniform distribution for input. And this is worst, obviously, if it is not uniform distribution, and all of the numbers are put into one bucket, and then they're all sorted in that bucket again. So that would be when O of n squared happens. But if it's uniform distribution, we can look at the average case of O of n. So let's go ahead and take a look at the code. So right up from the start here, we have the insertion sort algorithm from the very first episode, just compact here. And now we have the bucket sort algorithm. So let's take a look. Go ahead and we say the length of n. B is going to be our output array. And so we're going to initialize B and insert A into different buckets here. So for every element in A, we're going to go ahead and get the first digit, and then we're going to set that within the B array. Otherwise, we're going to set it as an empty array if there isn't none. And then we're going to push in the value of A. So as an example, let's go look real quick. What this is doing is it's taking this value here of 0.78, and we're going to grab the digit 7 and put that into 0.78 into the 7th value as one of the pushed values. Second, we'll have the pushed value of 1, and we'll push that into the first index. And third, second, 7th again, 9th, second again, first. So each of the buckets are getting sorted based off the first decimal place here. And you can see here, if we get first digit, I explained that we're not going to be using something like this because there's a lot of floating point numbers and issues that JavaScript has. So we're actually just going to use it based off the string value, and we'll split and grab that string value of just 7 hard-coded. So continuing right along, and we can actually log this out. I didn't throw in console logs. We can throw in some console logs and look at this in just a moment. So next we're going to sort the individual buckets after we've done this. So this is basically reorganizing those buckets for each of the values in them with insertion sort. So that's it. And then finally we combine all of the buckets back into a single bucket, and we're going to filter out any undefined if there's, for example, in this there are no 4s as the first digit, so we'll filter those out. And that's basically it. If we go ahead and look at the output here, you could see here's the initial array, and here's the final array, nicely sorted as expected. Let me run that again so you can see what the buckets look like. So there's no bucket here because there's no 0 digits. You can see this bucket before it's been sorted by insertion sort, and this bucket as well, and this bucket. All three of these have not been sorted yet, but that's how the buckets are created. And then finally, like I said, sorted by insertion sort, and then combined all back together. So very simple. Now this algorithm can also be used with other kinds of things like character codes and characters. So we can say something like this, and let's go ahead and switch this out here and save that. And it uses the same algorithm, and you can see we have a lot of empty digits here. And if we go up and we look, you can see the final array though has each of the digits sorted. So here's the first bucket, the next bucket, the next bucket, and so on and so forth. And you can see that the final output, though, is basically what you'd expect here. Well, you know, one thing we didn't do. So I forgot to do this. Here we go. We're actually doing by keys here, so let's run that one more time. There we go. So now I have the ABB and ABD and ACD in proper order. Same with these. So basically we're going through it all, and you can use the exact same algorithm with some minor changes for the characters, and you could probably get this to be consistent across both if you'd like, but that's a good starting place for you to get into that. So anyway, if you like what you saw today, please subscribe, and thank you very much, as well as subscribe to our newsletter. Have a good day.